Hi, my name's Alexa Davis, and I have Lee Davis here today with us. Lee, you look amazing.
Thank you.
Loving the outfit. Where'd you get it?
Thank you. I got it from my closet upstairs.
Oh, amazing. Well, Lee has been in the media business for quite some years now. Am I right?
Yes.
And I was just going to ask him a couple questions about what he does, what he's done, and all that fun stuff. So here we go, Lee. First, I want you to tell me a little bit about how you got started in the media business and what you've been doing so far in your career.
Well, my career has spanned a number of years. I started back in the mid 80s, actually, in the radio business. I loved music, and I was lucky enough through my dad, your grandfather, to get my first internship. And I interned at a radio station. It evolved into a full-time job. And I did that on the production side. And after about 3 years of that, I decided that I wanted to run a radio station. And I knew the fastest and best way to do that was to get into sales, and that's how I got into the sales end of the business.
Awesome. Sounds amazing. What was your first sales job that you had to do?
Selling advertising for radio stations. So I literally would just pick up the phone or just stop into businesses and see if they were interested in advertising on our radio station. Tell them about it, tell them the personalities we had, and a lot of rejection. But it was a great way to learn the business, and that's really how it began.
What was your most awkward story, would you say? Do you remember?
Can't think of any specific awkward moments. There are a lot of times where clients, for whatever the reason, are unhappy, and you hear about it from them. They're giving you their money and expect results, and for whatever reason, something may go wrong. So they certainly are not shy about telling you when they're not happy about things. I'd have to give a little more thought about some specific things. You caught me off guard a little bit here. But I certainly could think of some things, and maybe we'll do that in our next interview.
Great suggestion. What's been the most rewarding part that you've experienced through your journey in the business or media business? Is there anything?
Oh, so many things. First of all, I've been very fortunate with my jobs. I've been able to share a lot of the perks that I get with my family, with my friends. That's one of the great benefits of being in the business that I was in. But really, some of the most rewarding things were some of the achievements I was able to accomplish with the help of my team. And really, at this point in my career, I would say the best and most rewarding thing is seeing the people that I worked with who may have started with me, see them blossom into some great roles and see them develop in their professional career. That's the most rewarding thing for me right now as I look back.
That's awesome. Talking about those perks, do you get any good concert perks?
I do on occasion get some concert tickets. Why? Do you have anybody in mind that is looking for some?
I mean, I personally am a huge Justin Bieber fan, just pointing that out there. So if you...
I already got you connected with Justin, if you remember some of those meet and
not
greets.
the new Justin.
Not the new Justin.
I need to see the new Justin. If you have any perks, just email me the links, just
You'll be the second to know.
Would you ever think about going into any other business? Have you ever considered it, or have you ever been in any other business?
I've always been in the media business on the content side of the business, the side that always produces the content and then goes out and sells it. It would be interesting now to maybe, and again, I've always been in more traditional media. It would be interesting to see what it would be like to get into digital media now, either on the sales side or maybe the marketing side of digital, working for a digital company.
Have you started to do anything with that?
A little bit. I started my own company called Sonic AI. It's a cheap plug, and we actually help people who produce content get their product on the Amazon, distributed and on the Amazon Echo device. So we develop skills for those content providers and help them navigate through Amazon and get their product onto the platform.
Sounds interesting. So the Echo is named Alexa.
Mm-hmm.
That is my name.
It's been.
Do you ever find that?
Me, I have no problem with it. I know you do.
Yes.
But I enjoy it because
I enjoy The Alexa.
Yeah,
It's a great product.
It's a great product.
It is a great product. What was your biggest struggle in the business? Did you ever have any like hard times trying to get a new job, or do you find yourself stuck anywhere that you wanted to keep going up from a job?
Mm-hmm.
If you know what I mean.
So it gets harder. The climb is sometimes easier than when you get to the top, because when you're at the top, you start wondering what else you can do. Whether that's the top, and by the top I don't mean at your career. I mean more about at the place where you've been working. And sometimes you reach a certain point where you just can't do any more there. Either it's outside of your skill set, which is hard to recognize that, or because there's just no more room for growth at that particular company, and you have to really decide, as comfortable as it is, and sometimes it is comfortable because you know it so well, is it worth the gamble in trying something new and different? And sometimes that can be scary, but sometimes it's also a way for you to explore new opportunities and things that you may not have seen before, and you never know what's on the other side of an opportunity. So sometimes I would say sitting back and waiting um, is the most frustrating thing. You really need to go out and make things happen also, because again, when you're at a place for a long time, it gets very comfortable, and you got to really challenge yourself.
So you've experienced this firsthand. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
What has been the best experience for you so far? Like, do you have a specific moment when you sat back in your desk and you were like, I made it, I'm happy with where I am,
Mm-hmm.
successful?
Mm-hmm.
You feel that?
So I've had some great experiences. Again, I grew up in Queens,
Wow.
and I was very fortunate to run New York's biggest sports radio station. So I had access to all of the teams that I grew up loving. I had passes and press passes and everything from the Mets to the Knicks and Rangers to football games. So that was a real luxury I had, and I remember many times sitting in my office, sitting there going, my gosh, just can't believe how fortunate I am. I worked hard, but how fortunate I am to be running this radio station in particular. And then my last job, which was with Univision, was a great job also, because I worked for some great people. I learned an unbelievable amount for things I didn't know. And I learned how to sell in particular, the importance of really relating with a different kind of culture, the Hispanic culture. And although we have a close ties to that, I never worked for a company that targeted Hispanics. So that was very fulfilling for me also.
So you worked for Univision. Does that mean you speak Spanish?
Un poquito.
Un poquito.
Un poquito.
Wow.
Español.
Español. Those are the two things you know how to say?
I know a little more like es lo que es.
S-O-C-K-S.
No, it's es lo que es.
Es lo que es. Did you think it was S-O-C-K-S?
Yeah, but it's es lo que es.
Okay.
You know what that means?
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Es lo que es.
If you were to give advice to someone who's trying to make it big in the media business, or any business in particular, what would you want to say to them right now?
There have been times where I have given some talks to some college students, and there are three things I always tell them that they should do. Number one is get a great mentor in the business. Number two is read the New York Times every single day. And number three is take public speaking classes. So those are three pieces of advice I would give to anybody in college looking to start their job or start their career. And for somebody looking to start in the media or any business, it's get your foot in the door. Don't assume that the job you have right now is going to be the job you have forever. It's your way to get in. And from that moment that you get in, you need to figure out, in good ways, how to stand out from everybody else. Do that little extra. Ask questions. Volunteer to do things. Those are things that sound easy. You would wonder why everybody wouldn't do it, but not everybody does. So it's a great way to grow your career.
Sounds good. Well, You heard it here first. Lee Davis, thank you so much for coming in and interviewing with me. It was great talking
Thank you.
to you.
This was really enlightening. Thank you so much.
And tune in next week, guys, and you'll see Lee again. Thank you.